Joburg Mayor Herman Mashaba says the relationship between municipal-owned entities and the city is complicated and absurd. On the one hand, the city is the sole shareholder, and on the other, these units are partly independent. He's referring to some of the reasons behind the plan to reintegrate City Power, Joburg Water and PikitUp back to the city. We've got the mayor with us here in studio, Herman Mashaba. Thank you for being with us. Welcome to Morning Live.
Thank you very much for this great opportunity, and good morning to the viewers out there at home.
So clearly there's been a lot of thought being put into this to try and integrate them, bring it under one banner. But primarily, when we look at the current relationship between the three entities, how would you describe it?
Well, I think, Leanne, I think residents of the city need to understand that on the 3rd of August 2016, people wanted change. And the reason why people wanted change is because municipality is about service delivery. To make sure that you've got reliable power, the electricity at home, you've got water, clean water all the time, your streets are clean, you've got public safety and so forth. So now today we have a situation where, you know, for me to be able to really give you water, electricity, I have to go through a board of directors. Board of directors that is not accountable to the residents.
Yeah.
But however, in the event of failure, I have to take political responsibility. And these entities are owned 100% by the city. So for me, the rationale behind having this board of directors just does not really make sense. And I need to fast-track service delivery. That's what I promised people of Johannesburg when I was campaigning, that we have to fast-track service delivery. We need a responsive government. I need to take accountability. So for me to be able to take accountability, that means I've got to take accountability, ensure that I'm the one responsible for service delivery to our people. And therefore, I don't see any reason whatsoever why I have to have this board of directors.
So we've got 18 months is the proposed amount of time that you want to see this all integrated. As the city, obviously, your main aim is to provide service and ensure that the service is not interrupted. Job losses, are people going to lose their jobs? What are the repercussions of integrating everything together?
Fortunate enough, Leanne, and I'm guaranteeing residents and our employees, you know, as a city we employ 33,000 people. Not a single person will lose their jobs in this process. In fact, we might end up employing more. The only people that are going to lose jobs, that's for certain, are all this board of non-executive directors, because they're not adding any value to the system. In fact, these boards, for me, they're the ones who are a stumbling block to ensuring that the residents of our city don't really get that responsive, fast-tracking service delivery in our city. And
that is, if I'm not mistaken, I was reading that the non-executive boards, they cost the city about 18 million rand.
Well, in this current financial year, so you can imagine on a year-to-year basis going to go up. So immediately I will save 18 million rands, but you can imagine for future how much it was going to cost. And I have no problem paying any amount as long as ultimately people get service for that 18 million rands. You cannot pay 18 million to ensure that people don't get service. Because for us as a city, why we've really been failing to upgrade our infrastructure. You take our infrastructure backlog in the city of Johannesburg, water, electricity. You know, electricity backlog in this city today is sitting at almost 68 billion rands. Why has this board over the years didn't they see that we needed to upgrade our infrastructure, we needed to provide new ones, bring this to the attention of the public? So we need to ensure that I think we can really be accountable. So fortunately enough, as I say, our people will never lose jobs. For me, I can see us actually improving our services, being able to fast-track service delivery.
A lot of people, there've been negative and some positive responses as well, as one would find during announcements like this. One thing, however, some who came out saying is that they are accusing you of governing like US President Donald Trump. How does that make you feel? I mean, what's your reaction to that?
It's actually quite unfortunate for some who, as a trade union organization, to oppose a move that is going to protect the employees. So it looks like some and employees and their staff and their members, they're no longer an agenda. They're fighting a political battle on behalf of staff. Because I think an arrangement like this, when you're bringing these entities into the city, that's actually, you are guaranteeing the jobs of their members. Why are they opposing this? that for me, it actually demonstrates clearly that SAMU and their members, there's a total disconnect, which is very unfortunate.
Yeah. Again, I draw a parallel to Donald Trump, and I hate to be doing this all the time, but these are things that are coming up. Let's go back to the illegal immigrant issue back in December. Another comment that you may have made, saying that, you know, illegal immigrants don't belong here in the city of Joburg and that they need to leave. Are you still standing by this? Is that something you still feel?
I more than stand by
you more than stand by that?
More than stand by that. I think not just Johannesburg, South Africa. Obviously, at this point in time, I represent Johannesburg. As a city, no one can be expected to run a city where you have illegal immigrants. So Johannesburg as a city, our survival and success is dependent on people of the world coming to Johannesburg. We want them. Please come to Johannesburg, but we're asking you, please come legally. And when you're in Johannesburg, we're asking you, please respect our laws. Johannesburg, South Africa, and the city of Johannesburg is not a lawless country. South Africa has got laws there that governs. We have the rule of law, and we expect people to respect the rule of law. But anyone who comes into our city and you think you can turn our city into a jungle, unfortunately, you're not welcome in the city of Johannesburg.
There is so much to talk about, but what I have to do is just close it on a note like this in terms of Joburg residents, because we're hoping that we're not going to get the backlash of all of these changes. There's still a billing crisis. There's still issues with a lot of things when it comes to affecting Joburg residents. Water, electricity. I mean, I know I live and am off the grid of that Roosevelt Park, the one you went to go and visit and see citizens, which every week there is a trip there. But the reality is that, yes, you integrate these, but how are we going to benefit from this? I mean, the billing crisis, is it going to end? Electricity, is it going to be fixed?
Well, I think, Leanne, the whole idea behind this practice is to make sure that, firstly, as an executive mayor, I take personal accountability to our residents. And how do I then take personal accountability when I have to go through a board of directors that have got no political mandate to do what they're doing? I'm aware of these challenges that our city is facing. As I've indicated, just the electricity backlog in our city sitting at over 68 billion rand, so water crisis, because we've not really been upgrading our system. And unfortunately, residents on the 3rd of August wanted change, and they want it today. And I don't really blame them for that. But at the same time, would I be able to fast-track this? Would I be able to fast-track ensuring that I fix the billing programs? If you look at how many billing queries I receive from our communities every day, and I think for me, if I look at the billing crisis that we are facing in the city of Johannesburg, it was deliberate. Deliberate, why? Because it allowed people to loot our system. The leadership made it dysfunctional so that they can get an opportunity to steal. So I'm busy with that process. Yesterday I had a big meeting with the MMCA of Finance and the city manager and our legal people to see how quickly I can take over this, centralize this so that we can take responsibility, make sure that I can put in the leadership that is there to work as public servants, that they can serve with pride and not there to loot. Because some of them in our city in the past wasn't even corruption, it was looting of state resources. That has got to come to an end. And I'm working with the WOCs and law enforcement agencies to make sure that we put these criminals behind bars.
All right, we leave it there for this morning. Herman Mashaba, the Executive Mayor of the City of Johannesburg, thanks very much for talking to us here on the programme. Quick break.